Hi, my name is Nancy Disterlic, and I'm the dyslexia consultant here at Region 10. And today we have a treat. We have Dede Toney, which is a dyslexia author here in Region 10. And I want to introduce her and then share her story why we're having her today. So Dede, first tell us real quick where you work.
I work at DeSoto ISD at Woodridge Elementary. I've been there for 15 years, but I've been teaching for 30 years. I taught 10 years in a private school, 5 years in a charter school, and 15 years in a public school.
So I have to tell them how we met each other. So do you want to kind of preface that or how we met?
I think you can do better.
Okay, so I was asked to speak in DeSoto ISD, and I'm speaking on dyslexia, and I'm sharing my own personal story. And then at our break, Dede comes out to me and she's like, "Girl, you just told my story." And I was like, "What?" And she's like, "That is everything I've always said. That is who I am." And I was like, "What? What?" And then she said, "Girl, I've got a book." Like, "You have a book?" So that night I ordered her "Don't Erase the Board" and cried because things I literally said during our presentation are quoted inside of her book of what she said. And I said, "Dede, people need to hear your story." And so that's why I wanted everyone to be inspired by her, what she's done to overcome dyslexia, and not only her struggles as a student, but how she's impacting and empowering other teachers in her district and the students that she's with. So thank you for being here and sharing that. Well, I love I love the entire book. I've written inside the whole entire thing, but one of the most powerful things that spoke out to me is on page 57. "You matter to me." Tears not only swelled in my eyes, but I began to cry. And she began to cry. This is her teacher. She told me she had so much to teach me, but I had to help her by trusting her with my learning. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yes, that was probably the most traumatic part of my life, because here I was, a 7th grader, learning to read, not reading to learn. And so here I was being taken out from my classroom where my peers now know, as they say,
Right.
I'm going to the dumb room.
Right.
And so I had to own that stigma, but at the same time I had to go past it. But I had to trust this person who didn't know who I was,
Right.
didn't know my struggles, and now she was going to teach me what I needed to know. So I needed to know that it was a safe place.
Right.
But the words that she placed on her board was the words that gave me life. It was like a raft in a drowning sea. She poured her heart to me by capturing my heart. And so I think that was the beginning of me saying, I can trust her in my weak area,
Right.
because she has all the tools that I need to get me through this time, to make me better, and to make me a reader. That's what I wanted to be more than anything else.
And what did she have written on the board?
You're not going to believe it. She had, "You are brilliant." I'd never heard that word before. I was brilliant. She said she believed in me. No one had ever told me as a student that they believed that I was capable of doing what they asked me to do.
Okay, Dede, that's not what you were wearing a while ago, so you got to tell me a little bit of what's going on here.
Well, Nancy, this week is Student Appreciation Week, because we do love our kids. And I don't know, I just can't come in the classroom simple. So I know kids have a lot of superheroes, and I know they have favorite ones, but old-timey ones, Superman.
Yeah.
But I'm not Superman, I'm not Superwoman, but guess what? I'm not really a super teacher, but I am a teacher that gives kids a safe place to be. Because kids go through so much in life, I get to be a stabilizer. When they come, I get to balance. I get to hear things and help them put it in perspective and walk them through their areas of fears and whatnot, so then I can teach.
And in your book, you talk about how impactful your teacher is, but you also had a consistent strength in you that came from your parents. And so I'm going to read a quote from your mom. "Some learn faster than others, but just because you do not learn faster doesn't mean you are not learning. It is just learning stored up, waiting to come out." Can you speak about where you are today because of your parents?
Yes. Because I struggled so much, my parents were the focal point in my life of strength. The way they handled my struggles was the way that I was able to gain strength. My mom, her standard was, the world's not going to care. They're not going to care that you struggle this way. They're not going to care that you learn this way, unfortunately. So you have to own it. So I encourage parents, You have to tell them that they can. Don't allow them to say they can't, and don't let them get away with just doing the bare minimum.
That's right.
Because when you do that, you're telling them that they can only go so far. I would come home in tears because I had a hard day. My mom would allow me to rest, but she said, let's go. Because you've got to want it. I want it for you.
Right.
But you got to want it more.
That's right.
And so she would provide the tools at the home, the patience. You know, she would always tell me, you've got to be patient with yourself. It's not going to come right away. You're going
Right.
to keep making mistakes. But those mistakes are going to make you better in your learning. And so as parents, when those kids bring those test scores home and it's not what their peers are, you tell them that's not who you are. You are learning how to get it right for you, not for anyone else, not for a grade. While, yes, grade is important, but if you've made progress, I tell my kids, give me effort.
Yep.
Make progress.
Yep.
And we are winners. And then my dad would come and he would say, but you know what? You can dream, but what gives your dream a flight is faith. You've got to trust the God that put you there. You've got to trust his order, his plan, and all the things that he's taking you through, because guess what? One day you're going to look back and you're going to say, Daddy, guess what? I'm a teacher. Guess what I get to say, Nancy, today? Yeah. I'm a teacher, not a super teacher. I'm a safe teacher. I'm a teacher that gives kids strength. I'm a teacher that stabilizes their lives. But more than anything else, I'm a teacher that checks on kids to make sure they feel success.
I am so grateful that you chose to come up to me at the end and share your book, because I want more people to be inspired about your story and what you offer to all of us. And I'm grateful she was here today. This was a treat for the parents. Thank you for sharing this time with us. And our goal here at Region 10 is independence and confidence with these kids, and it starts with relationships and connecting and loving the person that they are. So thank you for joining us, and thank you for coming.
Thank you for inviting me.